Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox, and I have finally, thankfully, got my medicine, so I'll be on my way home soon. However, there is a story that I think does need to be brought to attention, and that's all to do with Shona Robinson. She has finally admitted that the SNP is a high-tax government, and she says that she's concerned about it. Oh, bless, she's concerned. Well, she's the one who put the taxes up, so yeah, she's deeply, deeply concerned. But it's not her fault, apparently. It's not the fault of Shona Robinson that taxes have had to go up. Never mind all the excess spending on foreign embassies, on producing independence brochures, on funding the likes of Heaven's entire independence department, even though it is a devolved matter. Not an evolved matter, a reserved matter. But all that is, it's unimportant. It's not there. It doesn't. Close your eyes, move along, nothing to see, apparently. But in order to sort it out, she says, in order to bring this wonderful high tax system that they've got under control, she's demanding full access to Scotland's tax system so that, as she says, she can fix the fact that people on middle earnings are paying 52% marginal tax rate. When over half your money is going in taxes, where is the imperative to work? Where is the imperative to invest in a company, to invest in starting an enterprise that may well end up, hiring people, creating jobs, creating wealth for the country? It won't when over half your money is going in tax. People just move to a lower tax system south of the border. And indeed, that is exactly what's happening. But she wants access to the entire tax system. And do we think that this will be resulting in lower taxes, or do we think that this will result in higher taxes? Well, I think we all know, don't we? But she has admitted that her party's exhaustive and punishing tax system is a concern. They said that Westminster should fix it by giving them complete control, and it's a joke. She was confronted about the concerns of businesses and ordinary people in the street about their anti-growth budget, but instead she moaned that it was down to the UK government forcing them to raise taxes. They're the ones paying £8 million a month to spin doctors, and yet they want to raise taxes. Isn't this weird? Now, there's a vote later in the week. It's the second vote on the budget, and they need to win this one to put it through. And you want to hope that everyone, even people within the SNP, because some people within the SNP are not happy about this, and that they will reject it. But as the tax system stands, it's bad news for anyone earning, $28,500? They're paying more tax than anywhere else in Britain. And anyone over 41,000 is being dragged into the upper rate of tax because the fiscal drag. She hasn't raised the allowances in line with inflation, which is normally what you do. But that's putting in people into higher tax, which is meant to be for the higher earners, for the achievers and all that. But people like policemen, teachers, normal people. If you're maybe someone who works, in any kind of authority, you're going to be dragged into this. You're not necessarily rich, but you'll be paying this upper rate. NHS staff, for example, senior nurses, they will be paying this. Why would a senior nurse, for example, they've got this massive problem with recruitment into the NHS. So why would a senior nurse in England think, yes, I can go get this job in Scotland? When they look and they say, well, my take-home pay will drop by £1,000 a year. Why would you do it? And of course you wouldn't. You'd be stupid. They have the new 45% tax that's being introduced. That's for people between 75 and 125. So that's going to include a lot of people that are in senior experienced positions. And again, why would they want to take on that role knowing they're going to be effectively punished for their success? It's a joke. And when you add on the national insurance as well, some people will be paying 70% of their earnings to the Scottish government. Well, you know what they're going to do, don't you? They're going to go and move. But she wants control of the national insurance as well. She wants to take control of national insurance. Why? Do you think that she'll reduce national insurance? Do you think that people will pay less national insurance under the SNP? Or do we think that people will pay more national insurance? And then they'll say, oh, yes, but look how good our NHS is. That isn't going to work. It won't, will it? Now, Sunak had that budget back in the autumn, and he said that there's a decrease in national insurance. Now, that's across the whole country because national insurance is paid to Westminster regardless. It's only income tax that goes to the Scottish government. The national insurance goes to Westminster. Now, he said there's a cut in national insurance. But if he was there and he did not have control of the Scottish budget, and it was Shona Robinson controlling national insurance, do you think she would have cut national insurance in Scotland? I don't think so. I mean, they'd be put under pressure to do so, but they're under no obligation to do so. After all, they were given all those millions of pounds for business rates, and they didn't pass them on. So why would they pass that on? It's a joke, isn't it? And there's this big black hole that she needs to fill. A big black hole caused by the SNP, caused by people like Shona Robinson, people who are totally over-promoted into their roles, who don't know what they're doing, and they haven't got a clue on how to get out of it. And so they've got to tax, because that's all they've got. That's all they know. But it is time that she accepts that it is the SNP that created the black hole, and it's the SNP that cannot sort it out because they will not cut spending in areas where money does not need to be spent. They keep spending money on areas outside of their remit, under some weird claim, some fatuous claim that they think they have control over, such as foreign policy, which they don't. £750,000 to Hamas, for example. There's people starving in Scotland. There's people homeless in Scotland. There's people on waiting lists for hospitals in Scotland. And they're wasting money, hand over fist, left, right and centre. And the only way that she thinks she can fix it is to raise taxes rather than cutting the funding to foreign embassies and to cut and curtail the travel costs. All these MSPs that have no reason to leave Scotland at all in an era where there are Zoom calls, and rather than that, they spend £11,000 going to LA for a 15-minute conversation. It's a joke, but it isn't funny. It really isn't. And it's time that they were brought up to date on the realities of life, because it seems that everyone is having to tighten their belt except them. What a bunch of wastrels. Anyway, I'll stop there. Thank you very much for listening. Do please pay attention, because there is more of these. It's all the time. It's not just one or two things. It's all the time. So hit that subscribe button and let me keep you up to date with the truth. It's an absolute joke. Anyway, speak later. Bye.